Now we get into the soul of the developers. It seems as people like to go through source code of old games or even old engines. So today we are going to go through the source engine, source code, and it's going to be very interesting. You will see it's a different type of, let's say, coding style. It's a bit more recent. It's also C++, but it's going to be fun. And the source engine, so from 2013, contains Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, and Team Fortress 2. And Team Fortress 2 actually came recently now, I think last month or 2 months ago. So this is going to be for another video. Today we are going to try to focus on Half-Life 2 and see if we can find interesting stuff. Now the website is a bit broken at this moment. So we have the README, we have the license. So the source code is available for free and you can use it for non-commercial games actually. But if you want to make money from it, as understood, you have to contact them. And it's a case-by-case basis. There is not like pricing page that I found about that. We have a huge amount of classes. I'm going to close this here. We have the game, we have the source, and things are like, there are many classes. So if I open game, Half-Life 2 in server, there's a client, there's a server, there's a shared. Because it's, source supports networking, you have directly already here the notion of client and server. Oh, so much. For many classes for NPCs, so NPC Monk, NPC Metropolis, NPC Manhack, Hydra, and so on and so on. We're going to go through a bit of those. Will be interesting to see. NPC Poison, Zombie. It's the only one that is not the same naming convention as the other one. That's... Who did that? There is no commit message. How about we start with the player movement? So this is a Half-Life player entity. So lots of constants defined here. Auto aim 2 degrees, 5 degrees, 8 degrees, 10 degrees, 20 degrees. Useful cosines. These are 100% performance optimizations, I would assume. Like those are things that need to be reused many times probably. Instead of computing that value, you just store it fixed and you let people use those things. This is really the optimization until the last bit, right? All the times were different times and developers actually cared about performance back then. So we have some interface methods. All right. And I would like to see where is the movement coded, where is the input coded, and this type of stuff. So here we have all the methods to set the model, basically configure the player. It's, as it seems, log plane plays, unlock player, player def think, like thinking to die or what? Make trace, do impact effect, and so on and so on. Lots of method. Oh, I'm just in the beginning. Oh, that's a lot of method. This is, C++ is not that scary overall. You get used to it. What you get less used to it, I found, is this constant juggling of header file to CPP file, because this is huge, right? This is a huge header file. There was some stuff about weapons here. Did I jump too fast? Weapon switch, set class, and so on. I like this naming convention. It's like, because then in your code somewhere, you can just type weapon and then it will autocomplete everything. And that's easier than say, oh, I need to drop my weapon. So let's say drop and then, oh, okay, it's here. Okay, so actually prefixes might not be always in all coding convention, but it's actually easier for a developer to just autocomplete with prefixes. Flashlight is on, flashlight turn on, flashlight turn off. Like why? Actually, this should be to keep it consistent like this, underscore. Because here you directly see, oh yeah, everything is grouped together. Like even if I don't see well, I see everything belongs together. I like how the code is organized, and I like it. Ooh, a lot of includes. Include hell. So what do we have here? Should we just take some random methods? The one thing that I directly saw is that actually the code of each function is relatively small, and nearly all the time fits on one screen. So here we are going to give the current ammo. Does this return something? It actually doesn't return anything. We just give ammo to the player. Based on what? Just based on the active weapon. Going to skip that, alright. Destroy view model. So then we iterate and we destroy all. So here we do the iteration from the top to down. There might be a reason why you want to do this that way and not the other way. Not sure what would be the reason. The documentation, I mean the code of the classes is, as you see, different, right? There are commands in the code, some funny ones, but less than in the other code base. It's there are less curse words here as well, but there are still some. Can I search for, I don't know, movement or move? So here I have some fishes. Some good hard-coded values to probably to make the fishes move. If the fish is dead, if fish is dying, some good old switch. I just said that functions are small and fits on one screen, and then here we go, we find this thing. But actually each case fits on the screen. So would that count? Maybe. Client think. Is the client think more like the update method? Is like think like update method on the client side? So think function allow entities to schedule code to be run in the future by constantly rescheduling things. Automated loops can be created that make an entity autonomous. Is the think an update method? It sure sounds like that, you know, like constructor, spawn, activate, and then you think in the loop continuously. Or is this thing like just set next thing and then you say, is this just called one time in the future? Oh, here's a great example. So think, you can say set think. All right, okay. So it's like an update method, but you have full control over when is the next tick. That's interesting. So when you think, you say, well, the next time I will think will be at that moment. There is a lot of stuff, right? So I still didn't find my movement. How are we going to find this in this? All right, after a lot of searching, actually, like a noob, I finally found the base classes. So I found one on the server side. So on the server side, it is, on the client side, it is a C base player, CBV, and on the shared side, it is a base player shared. And this one, as it says here, nothing. Okay, great. So many comments. Client side C base player manages the player's flashlight effect. So I was not sure. So I just skimmed through it to see, okay, what is there actually here? And there's a lot of lines of code. It's like a 3,000 lines of code. There's just so much here. And we have the blending with a fog. We have so many things. So let's just skim through it and see what there is. I'm going to skip those, all the definitions of whatever it is. We have the flashlight and stuff like that, surface props, and so on. So the base player, so we're on the client side, right? So some things to spawn. Okay, so I finally found it, the input handling. So we have the create move, which takes some time, and then the user command. So the C user command is basically, I don't know, is this just a specific button? So we have like forward move, side move, up move buttons. Is this like a input class? And then he will read from that probably. So we check if you're in a vehicle, and then if you're in a vehicle, we do something specific. If we are on Xbox 360, then we check this condition right here. The key state of the joystick, and so on. So here we are really checking the inputs. And as I understand, basically the movement is based on setting those angles. So you set those angles, and somewhere else in the code it is changing the model and the object based on those angles. So in the other one, so we have the C base player, and in the server was the base player shared, actually, yes. So base player shared had also a few stuff. I think much more related to basically the shared base player class functionalities. So if you check here, we found the real stuff. So get player maximum speed. This one, I don't know what it does. Using standard weapons in vehicle. And then the angles of the eyes. That would probably, Bleah's eyes would be probably considered the camera. So we are setting or returning the angle, and then the eyes will be changed somewhere else. The position of the eyes based on where you are. If you're on a vehicle, your eyes are at a different position, or the camera will be at a different position than if you are not inside. Get player minus means, sorry. So I think this is like the hull would be, so if you are observer, if you are ducking, so probably this decides the size of the player, or like the height of the player. So mix and max. So here the max will be also the maximum. So probably changing the collider size of the player. The eye vectors. There's so much about eyes. I assume the eyes are the cameras. Update step sound. So lots of step sound stuff. Some good values here. Checking 65% of volume if you are ducking. You know, like more clear as code you cannot write. So I recorded this afterwards because it took time for me to find this. So this is why I don't have my camera now open. And then we play the step sounds and so on. So that was the base class. It's not, I would say it's not trivial, you know, weapon switching and so on. It's a huge class. It goes on and on and on and on. Here we have the key presses. So based on the platform, we do something. If you're on Xbox, we do another thing. And if we are somewhere else, we do something else. Fixing the view on stairs. So that's fun, you know, like you think sometimes your code to handle stairs or special situation for your character controller is messy. I feel every character controller is messy. It's like, it's just difficult to make a good character controller. Like it becomes messy by just, it's just life of the game developer. So yeah, a lot of stuff into this player controller. So there it was. In the documentation, it was also saying, yeah, start with a C base player and the base player shared. So that's basically what the other classes or characters inherit from. Did you die from falling? If yes, emit sound. Interesting. So here we have like hard-coded strings to emit sounds. So player fall gib. That's interesting. I would have assumed that would be kind of, you know, similar to the other define thing, like somewhere you just defined all your sounds, so then you don't need to reference them by a hard-coded string. Emit sound, sound name, and so on. Start water depth sound. So here we have the constant that decides which water we need to play. Display ladder HUD hint. Of course it's necessary. Either you need to put this, or you have to put yellow paint everywhere, or both. Depends with who you did user testing. If your players get stuck in a room for half an hour, yeah, someone will say we need yellow paint. That's how it is. So util traceline would be probably a raycast, right? We gave the start, the end, a mask, handle entity, collision group, and the trace pointer. So then you do the raycast and it stores the result in the trace pointer here. I mean, here we give the address directly. Weapons AR1, weapons Alyx gun. Lots of states for animations, I would guess. Never aims, always aims. Act idle, relaxed, act idle, stimulated, agitated, stealth, relaxed, stimulated, agitated, stealth, relaxed, stimulated, agitated, stealth. All the variations for each one, right? What you would build in an animation graph, well, here you define it in code. I like this way to define animations. Animation graphs are convenient until they are not. Alright, here we have again the use of assert to make sure this is set. Because if this is not set, it means something is wrong. We should just crash. So we fire NPC primary attack. Get the weapon shoot position. We get the actual shoot trajectory. And then we play the sound. We fire the bullets. So what's the difference between both? So here we shoot 2 ammo, and one time we shoot 1. Is that the fire modes? Get bull. Never fire last bullet just in case there is an emergency and she needs to be able to shoot without reloading. Oh, never fire Alyx's last bullet. Interesting. So what other thing we have? I think we have to check. I think we have to check the crowbar, right? This is a must. The most famous weapon of all times. This is a code. I know 55 lines of code of header file and a 204, 203 lines of code of implementation file. We handle the animation. Handle anim event melee hit. So this is what happens when you hit. Attack condition 1. So add view kick. Adding a view kick for this weapon. Is this like a camera shake? A random camera shake. A hard-coded random camera shake. From 1 to 2 on the x-axis, from -2 to 1 on the y-axis, and nothing on z. And then view punch. Punch. Is that lazy? What do you think? View angle, punch ang instead of punch angle. I would be inclined to write punch angle. But now that I'm reading a lot of C++ codes lately, I feel like C++ developers love to have short variable names and they will cut things out. Even if it's just saving 2 characters. Why not? The lead time, 0.9. So we get who owns it. We get the enemy. Oh, project where the enemy will be in a little while. Is this like when we hit, it slightly tries to move towards the enemy? Condition too far to attack. What is this type of? It's just an enum. I guess the animation will be based on this return value of this thing. And then we handle the animation here. Of course, everything is, even for a melee weapon, you reuse the methods that they have defined, the shoot position. Even if a melee is not really shooting, it's just the same thing. Some good old hard-coded vectors here. But you know, if it works, it works. Did I hit someone? Replay sound. Fake the trace impact, so the effect worked out like a player's crowbar. Crowbar, an old favorite. Finally, a good comment. What should we check next? There's so much to check. There's so much. Sniper rifle, SMG, slam. There's really a lot here. All the props, all the NPCs. How about we check where is Gordon mentioned? NPC talker. Alright, here we go. Kelly, here's a cool spot to have the talk NPC talk about the dead player if we want. Oh dear, Gordon Freeman is dead. Scientist. Damn, I can't do this without you, Barney. It's so this has not been done. This has not reached the game, it seems. It's a funny way to put comments like that. And then more uncommented code. I think this is the first big block of code that is commented out that I found for the friend to answer. So this is not done. I mean, this is not done either, or it has been refactored somewhere else. And this was just maybe the first attempt or another attempt to do that. So if Gordon is pre-criminal, we do some stuff. What do we have here? Advisor will queue up these many objects to throw at Gordon. Oh, poor Gordon. Always getting things in his face. Impart necessary force on any entity to make it clobber Gordon. Found more than 180 obstructions between Advisor and Gordon while throwing. Save to continue. Oh, it's an assert message. So, if Gordon is invulnerable, if Gordon is a protect driver, what else? Alyx always assumes she has said hello to Gordon. Alyx is polite. Set spoke comset. Talk hello. The talk hello is to null. Oh, set spoke concept. That's interesting. AI player ally. Yeah, this is an AI part, right? Because is this like NPCs have a list of concepts, basically context or concepts, and based on that, in different situations, the NPC could say, "Oh, do I have this information in my kind of brain? Like, do I know about this context or this concept? Yes, no? Oh, then I could say this or I could say this. Get expressor. It's, I assume it is something like that. Spoke concept. Let's go back to our Gordon. I like to go to code without much purpose and just see what you find. Alyx always kicks her health back up to full after loading a save game. Avoids problem with players saving the game in places where she dies immediately afterwards. So health is maximum 80. What else do we have about Gordon? We only poison Gordon down to 12 to give him a chance to regen up to 20 by the next charge. Some good kind of last mile fix. I knew that if we would talk about Gordon, we would find comments. We become combative after Gordon becomes a criminal. Dr. Kleiner, a suave, ladies, man leading the fight against the evil combine while constantly having to help his idiot assistant Gordon. Okay, if Gordon's criminal, do damage now. Can only damage other NPCs that we hate. You must hate them if you want to damage them. In your move away because Gordon becomes the man. Is this idiot assistant also mentioned in other places? Select fail schedule in the NPC combine. This is the effect of an unfortunate bug that usually plagues shotgunners. Since their rate of fire is low, they spend relatively long periods of time without an attack squad slot. If you corner a shotgunner, usually the other members of the squad will hog all of the attack slots and pick schedules to move to establish line of fire. During this time, the shotgunner is prevented from attacking. If he can also find cover, the fallback case, he will stand around like an idiot right in front of you. Instead of this, we have him run up to you for a melee attack. Okay, like the last mile fix of AI behavior. So schedule would be, I guess in this context, a plan that the AI come up with to attack you. So it's like, okay, my schedule is I'm going to take cover there and then shoot on you. It's this type of stuff. And shotgunners, since they are slow, it appears that they are kind of last in their in place to decide what they can do. And if they are last to decide, of course, the options to them are probably less. Idiot lab assistants from putting... So, Dr. Ellie Vance, Herf's last great orb, single-handedly fighting off both an evil alien invasion as well as trying to stop that idiot lab assistant from putting the move on his daughter. It's fun. It's like putting part of your story and GDD in your comments. That's the purpose of this class. Or I mean the purpose of Ellie. This one we saw. Here we are in Team Fortress, the Idiot Box, Wormgear, and so on. The Team Fortress code is again, you see it is again one level different than the Half-Life code. Just from the style of coding, it's a bit different sometimes. So I wanted to check if there are asserts also here a lot. That was interesting to see based on our other videos. And there are quite a lot, you know, we have like 726 assert messages. Things like, let's take something that maybe is understandable. Can add listeners multiple times. So we assert the message. Assert message, would this be a hard failure? Not sure. Okay, it's identical to assert, but you have another initial message. Okay, so you can decide if you want to ignore it or not. Not that all your asserts fail. There was also another type of assert. I think it was assert cast. So you are making sure that what you get, or is this just a cast? So we get the owner and we make sure it is a base class object and we store it in the base class object. What gives entity owner? An entity search result. Like, is this just a cast? How is this different from just a cast? Or just assert cast is? Probably. What else do we have maybe on the client side? Barney CPP. No purpose here. So comments are much less in this. There is a right. If it would please work, that would be fun. I don't know why it doesn't work. Like, come on, load it. Like, why is it the CSS file are broken? I don't know why. But anyway, there is all the things here. So the engine under the hood of Half-Life 2 can make a game a success. Let Source, trademark, do the heavy lifting so that your team can focus on building great games. If you're interested in building a product using Source or Source 2, talk to us about options for distribution on Steam. So there's even a category on Steam with games only built with Source. And yeah, you know, I mean, you have the classics that you all know, plus a few more. Some are multiplayer, some puzzles, and a lot of stuff. So here we have the recent reviews. Some are mods, and some are full games based on the Source engine. Top sellers, of course, Apex Legends. Is this done with Source? Really? I didn't know that. Okay, also uses a heavily modified version of the Source engine under the Titanfall branch. I didn't know that Apex Legends used Source engine. It's a great FPS overall. Yeah, Left 4 Dead, of course. This one is fun, I like it. And all the other one. I didn't know Titanfall and Apex was Source. That's a surprise. And all kinds of stuff. Stanley Parable. Well, it was a mod. I think it started as a mod, right? And then became a full thing. So if I go to the Source SDK index, there is a lot of stuff there that basically is explaining how the engine works, how you use it, and so on. So level design, let's say, oh, we have all this stuff, specific games. So if I take just Half-Life 2, this one we have, I don't know, Razor Trains, for example. This is Source engine. It shows you the stuff. It explains to you how it works. List of particles. All the particles you have here. Maybe, how about sand? Sand, smoke, PCF. All the list of all the particles. Vehicles. Outland. Doesn't work. What is this website? I'm happy Steam works better than this. And then we have, on the programming side, all the things. So here we have, for example, the common techniques, think rate, and so on, trace lines, going from point A to point B, and if it hits, so basically it's a raycast, it's called trace line. It explains to you how it works, what to do, some example codes. There's just so many things. And it's great that you have access to the full source code. So let's check a few AI behaviors maybe. Rappel. Is this like going down from a window with a cord? Decent enough default in case something happens to our owner. Good hard coding values. So fall think. So the fall think. Okay, so next think, now we know what it is. Next think will be this. And the set think. Oh, wow. You can set which method will be called. So here we say, it's actually, okay, it feels like an update. It's actually like an invoke, but you have only one invoke at a time, if I get it right. So you say set think, I'm going to call this method at the next time the think is ticking, and the next time it is ticking is going to be this. Interesting, like why wouldn't you combine both in one? You know, like you would say, I don't know, schedule think, and you would give this, and then you would say when. Like this would be, instead of this, you would do this. So very interesting. So now we say, okay, do this in 0.2, and then he will call there. And here, while we do set think, now you will remove the think. So you will invoke this in 3 seconds. I guess it's 3 seconds. Next time think. And then it's doing this. And then here we say, oh, sub remove. And then this is setting the next one. Interesting concept. It shows you also that, like, if I check Unity, I often hesitated to use invoke because it feels hacky, because you're just invoking something, and if your objects in the meantime gets changed or gets removed and this and that, you can end up in some a bit bad situations and errors. So you have to take care of all of that when you invoke function, invoked later, actions to be, safe if things are going to get destroyed. Like, what if you don't have this? So let's say you don't want to use this scheduling feature and you don't want to use invoking and so on. Well, then you would say, well, you would have somewhere kind of you float next deadline, for example, and then you would say next deadline is, I don't know, the time now. I just pseudocode it. The time now plus, cooldown or whatever that time, or delay, And then somewhere else you would have, oh, if next deadline is above my time now, then I can do my things. This is regrouping all of that and just saying, do this exactly later at that time. So it's easier to, is it easier? Not sure it is easier. It's a different way to think about your code. It can also have its caveats. So, super interesting. Waiting to rappel, or whatever it's called. However you say it in English. We stop if there's an NPC under us. So, of course, we need to do an AI trace line. So we raycast down a lot. Not sure what the units mean in Source Engine, but that sounds like a lot. And then a lot of defined values. Yeah, the AI behavior is fun. All right, here we go. Good comment. Fix me, hack. The internal pathfinding is setting this without our consent, so override it. Clear condition, no. This has been removed, so probably it's fixed, but it's still there as a comment. Can you find more comments like that? Oh, here we go. Fix me. Fix me is like the stage above to do, Oh, it's the same problem everywhere. So here we leave it. The code above doesn't quite make the tip end up in the right place, but it should. So we're going to hack it the rest of the way. Okay, so we computed something wrong. It doesn't work. Our formula is wrong. Everything is wrong. But if we just add 4, it is working. Why not? Ship it. Oh, a lot of fix me. 1652 fix me. So if you want to learn C++, download the Source Engine, go through all fix me and try to fix everything. Would that be like a good way to spend your vacation and your free time? Is it redundant? Well, you tell me. Maybe. Get bone controls. Maybe. Is this redundant? Maybe. Do something to check to see how many frames the current animation has. If we do this, we have to be able to handle the case of changing shadow cast type. At the moment, they are assumed to be constant. Fix me, move to end of the list first. If you don't drop legs, running down hills look horrible. Running without legs sounds horrible. Dropping legs is like do we force the legs to touch the ground? It's like a ragdoll, not a ragdoll thing, like a reverse kinematic thing. Make entity finding sticky. What should the radius check be? I love when they are just an accumulation of fix me. Fix me check. So this is when you fix me. It's like something is wrong, but you are not sure. So you are like, okay, I will check this again later. This might be too expensive to do every frame, question mark. Well then, measure it, We measure here, and we measure here. Why is this called here? Here we go. We just needed to find the right keyword to find the great comments of this source code. The comment was, or the keyword was, fix me. Now we get into the soul of the developers. So why is this called here? Nothing should have changed to make this necessary. Okay, now we are feeling some developer emotions. Fix me, move this to somewhere reasonable. This is like you are fed up, like, come on, this is not reasonable. Like, this is a senior dev, I'm sure there is a senior dev that says like, Seriously, this is not reasonable. All weapons with owners are set to transmit. Oh, a note, a fix me. With the dirty bits hooked into cycle plus sequence, it's unclear that this is even necessary anymore, provided AMATs are always accessing joints or attachment or the move parent. This note is a tricky algorithm. The list does not actually contain all anim ends and so on. This is a tricky algorithm, okay? Should this be assertions? Jorgen P. Cherno, 11 years ago. Fix the line endings. Whammy. What does this mean? Why didn't I think of this before? We should just go to the commit messages. Because 11-year-old commit message, that can contain gold. Nothing works here, so it didn't show me. But I have it here. Oh, and it says 10 years ago. Pass in decal up. Jorgen, 11 years ago. It seems like it's nearly the initial commit. Oh, here we go. So what he did in this commit. Refactoring. So before it was if token, and he preferred a single line if statement. Of course, I agree with this. This is, I think, important. Why is it failing? Come on. I want to see this. Visual Studio Code is a disaster. We're finding a good thing. When I go over a new code base that I have to take care of, I'm also doing these kind of changes. I'm like, oh, here is a space missing, so I will add this. I'm like, oh, this I don't like. I will change this like this. And then commit. And then my commit will be like fix style or whatever. More fix me. Better bloat. Bloat a little bit so we get the intersection. Okay, not that kind of bloat. Fix me, remove. So this has not been removed. Jorgen. I could actually open in GitHub. Maybe it's better. So here we start fixing stuff. I mean, here was added probably Team Fortress 2 that we checked in the beginning. So let's see what has been done. 9 commits. Oh, that's okay. That's just basically so few commits is basically boom, initial commit, you know, just adding the full source code. We'll have to check more often commit messages. That would be fun. Or public repositories. That would be funny. Right. More fix me. Fix me. This needs a better solution. And the purpose is to fix me. Do we want this? Do we want this? Seriously? World align size? Do we want this? Should be private, but I can't make them private just yet. This kind of, yeah, I know, but it's so convenient if it's public. Fix me, remove. This is the last, it's the same as we saw on the other part. The angles make no sense. Simple box filter, should use something fancier. Yeah, this is not fancy. This needs a better algorithm. Blink the eyes. So an eye blinking algorithm with a hard-coded, a defined pi and so on. I mean, who likes to fix blinking eyes? Probably no one wants to fix this. Fix me undone. What means undone in this context? Should the local player say yes to adding itself now and then when it goes or when it blah blah blah, add in water effects. It's super interesting code base. But you see, it's like if you create a game based on the source engine, I think you are in for some good fun because you are in an engine that has so many components that have been used to ship games. And you see many things that it works. It works for the game, we ship it. And it's not like, oh, maybe we should do eye blinking in a general way so developers can use eye blinking also for them. I think this type of stuff is not for every feature existing. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that, you will implement for your mod of your game the stuff as you need them for you. Fix me, do something here? Well, apparently not. Fix me, this is bad. This is bad, simulator network. Of course, here we go again. As soon as we need to talk about networked or networking, it starts to be bad. Oh, just under is even better. Do we need the magic 0.1? Well, apparently not. Could remove this. This should really inherit from something more lightweight. Can we find more things? Fix me ick. Adrian, I will assume we don't need the ragdoll either, so I will remove that too. It's good team communication as part of the code. I think, yeah, nothing can go wrong. There's so many fix me. There's so many. How am I going to find all the gems in this? This is a bit of a shady path. Need something, a better long term. This fixes the buggy. Wow. Wait. Need something, a better long term. This fixes the buggy. Yeah, based on this excellent sentence, I'm confident this is also an excellent solution. Fix me a decibel hack, I guess. Fix me this will change. This is awesome. The fix me should have been what we started with. More rational cap here, perhaps. Assert. Oh, this is I didn't see yet. Assert not fix me. Rework smoke trail to be client side. This is a creative use of assert. This should go away. This should go away. Well, it is not. Who is in charge here? This is not out. It's still here. It should go away 2 times. Index is incorrect. Those fix me's are great. They feel important. Like many fix me feel very important. Pretty expensive. Oh, it's so great. There's so much here. Maybe I should print it. And maybe we should make a post out of this. A non-commercial post, of course. The source code is free for non-commercial purposes. Improve heuristic. No, nothing wrong here. Add distance check here. Compute extra clip planes to prevent poke through. Fix me removing this for now since it seems to mess up the blobby shadows. Optimize this. Note, fix me note. Because this is called from pre-render, whatever. Fix me how do deal with this stuff. Add a method to IC client render. Fix me, yes. No. Great. Note, this doesn't work if the same handle has. Okay. Fix me, where should I put this? It needs to happen prior to stimulate. Fix me, implement. It's not implemented. Fix me, this actually counts everything in the leaf, which is okay for now, given how we are using it. Flashlight, fix me. Oh, this I didn't. This is a new type of comment. How do you know that you are actually inside of a vehicle? Xbox, fix me. Yeah, cannot be fixed. Fix me. Okay, this is important to fix because there are 2 times fix me and this doesn't work. Well, here doesn't seem to be much working. Return. Someone abandoned. Like, okay, I give up. Return. Why do we have key values too? Bleah. Bones here as well. Oh, there are so many. Look, we're just here and there's still all these. Oh, it's getting better and better by the minute. Bleah. Don't want 2 different key values. How sad. We need to make key values plus VUGUI. Key values be the same. Bleah. This may not always be true. This isn't quite right. HDR, fix me. There's so much. This video started out as, oh, let's check a bit how the movement works. Let's check how maybe they code, they style, asserts to, let's go over 1600 fix me. Check for duplicates. The ball needs to sort properly at all times. Fix me, move out. Optimize this. Copy pasta with TF pastime logic CPP. Fix me controller. I don't know where to stop. Let me just scroll a bit and let's take something. Fix me some other metric. Pitch over time. Need a good way to ensure this contract. Purpose. The purpose of this is to fix me, move into behavior. Fix me, move. Is this an order? Is this an order or a to-do? Fix me, need a real one. Fix me, this is bogus. This is epic. Oh, here we go. E3 hack. Always damage bullseye. if we are scripted to hit them. Why E3 hack? Is that like, oh, we have an demo at the E3, we're going to hack something to make it in a certain way? Maybe, I don't know. Could be. This is epic. GDV, E3 hack, a tweak, re-implement. Where should this go? Well, it seems nowhere. This is so epic. There is so much here. I don't know where to stop. Like, it gets better and better. DOTA merge. Here we could do dynamic lookup to apply the prefab. I'm sure I'm not anymore in the Half-Life code base. I'm like in just everything. Fix me, fix me, fix me. Oh, there was one. Where is it? Adrian. Adrian. What is this? What is this? Adrian. What is this? Are you serious? Is this reasonable code? BRG, fix me. This can't be implemented trivially, so I'm leaving it to Steve or Adrian. It's up to you, Steve or Adrian. Going to just do an assert 0, return false, and ship it. Josh needs to put real value in the physics gun force. Do we still need this? Fix me. Magic. Is this really in scope? Am I working too much here? Flashlight. Flashlight fix me. Hack. Need to fix the vertex shader. It's a hack when you are everything into an if-def. That looks fun. I have no idea what it does, so... I started to read through the code base and I thought that it was getting a little bit boring, but then a lot of flashlight fixed me. So the flashlight seems to be, you know, a challenge back in the days. You know, that's real-time lighting or whatever, custom sprites or other things, and yeah, it's probably not that easy. Oh, solve inverse quadratic, mathlib base. Perfect. It is perfect. I don't know why, but this doesn't match at all with other results. Sorry, I cannot help you. These don't work. These don't work. It will override memory in the write to tests. Are these correct? What to do when the knee completely straight? Brutal hackery to prevent the crash. This is brutal hackery. Okay, if you check a count is equal 0 and then you clear the targets or whatever, this is brutal. Oh, we are talking about IK rules. Probably you need to be brutal with IK rules and bones and so on. Won't work with scaling. This is inaccurate. Can't use quite yet. Why? Remove soon. Remove soon. Used to auto-generate. Insert proper C++ library support. Fix me free stuff. In terms of memory, I guess, no? Must fix me if stripping ever occurs. This isn't exactly right, but tough cookies. BR fix me revisit. Can someone redo this? Okay, I scrolled fast until the end. Proportional changes needed. And we are going to end on this. I would not believe that we could reach until here. There are so many fix me. This code base is much better than I was anticipating. It started as, oh, maybe we can really see how they implemented stuff. And it changed into, let's just read the comments. Because, yeah, the comments are what is the best in code bases. Like, game dev is so, it's not that it's difficult. It's that a lot of stuff is solved in a certain way to make all the different systems work together. And to understand this relation between one system working in this way with another system, and this system needs to interact with this and this and this. And it's like, even if things are well organized and structured, there is still kind of a non-logical way of how things work together. I hope this makes sense. And here we go. I'll put the link to the GitHub in the description and to Valve's developer website. Take a look. The engine is free to use for non-commercial purposes. And if you want to use it to publish a game, I think that's a different story. Really great. Half-Life 2, I think it's a classic. The crowbar, the physics puzzles, Gordon and all those stuff there. Really great game. I think so many people have good memories of this game. It's just an epic or legendary game. And Valve as a company is also good. You know, the fees for developers are high on Steam, but overall Valve is developer friendly, I would say. I got some comments asking, oh, can you compile it, when I did the Command and Conquer video? And I'm sure people will ask the same here. And the answer is yes, you can compile it. I didn't compile it. And maybe one day I will do a video about that, but that is not today. So in the meantime, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Go work on your game.